So now we're gonna get into the reason that sore calamity came upon the Israelites when they chose the ways of the heathen, the dog, the strangers, and the aliens. We're gonna get into their reason, okay, or one example, as I should put it. So we're leaving the fourth chapter of the second book of Maccabees, and we jump into the sixth chapter now. We're gonna start at verse 1 to verse 7 or 8 or 9. We're gonna go 9 verses in chapter 6, and we're gonna try to do it in a timely fashion. Okay, chapter 6 of second Maccabees verse 1 says, not long after, the king sent an old Athenian to force the Jews to forsake the laws of their forefathers and cease to live according to the laws of God. So there you go. Your oppressor, he not gonna bend to your customs and traditions. He gonna colonize you and Hellenize you and make you bend to their rules and traditions. Okay? To cease to live according to the laws of God, but to pollute the temple in Jerusalem and to call it that of the Olympian Zeus. So they, God in the Hebrew would be Yahweh, Yahweh, and things of that nature. But when you get Hellenized and colonized and oppressed, they gonna make you call your temple after their god Zeus. White people shit. Okay? And to call the one in Gerizim that of Zeus the hospitable, in keeping with the character of those who live there. Okay? So in another Israelite temple, they called that after they European god too. This harshly and most grievously intensified the evil. So when these things happen, there might be rebellions and all types of things going on. For the heathen filled the temple with profligacy and revelry, amusing themselves with prostitutes and lying with women within the sacred precincts and bringing into it things that were forbidden. Okay? So they having sex with whores in the Israelites' holy temple. They disrespecting the temple. Okay? They disrespecting the Israelites' customs and traditions, and they disrespecting the Most High God of Israel at the same time, simultaneously. Okay, verse 5. And I'm not reading the Red Apocrypha, by the way, so the words are a little different. If I want to read the Red Apocrypha, I could get on my laptop right here. But I'm reading the Edgar J. Godspeed version right now. So bear with me, you strict Israelites out there, bear with me, okay? The altar was covered with abominable offerings, which the laws forbade. So they putting pork, they putting seafood and everything on the Israelites' temple, on the grill and everything on the altars. And God told you in Leviticus 11 not to eat pork and seafood and things of that nature if it don't have fins or scales. Okay. Verse 6, a man could not keep the Sabbath or celebrate the festivals of his forefathers or admit he was a Jew at all. So now you Hellenize. Now you colonize so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. In ancient times, you was colonized and taken out of your race, your custom and tradition. And fast forward to today, the same thing is going on. You don't like the ways of the Most High God. You hate your nationality, customs, and traditions, and you choosing that of your oppressor, the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man, Chinese man, Japanese man, okay? You hate your way, but, this goes back to ancient times. On the monthly celebration of the king's birthday, they were taken by bitter necessity to taste the sacrifices, and when the festival of Dionysus was celebrated, they were compelled to wear wreaths of ivy and march in procession in his honor. So he also got you celebrating his birthday, which is, a no-no to the Israelites. They got you eating pork and shrimp and things of that nature, which is another no-no. And they got you into idolatry, which is the first commandment that the Most High said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. So now you have Dionysus before the Most High God. This is also Bacchus, also known as the god of wine, okay? This is where the festival Bacchanal comes from. You Negroes in the islands, y'all wonder why y'all do that? It goes back to ancient times in biblical days, okay? Verse 8. At Ptolemy's suggestion, a decree was issued to the neighboring Greek towns that they should adopt the same policy towards the Jews and make them taste the sacrifices, and that they should slay any who would not agree to adopt Greek customs. Okay, so anyone could see how their misery was intensified. So another so-called white man spread the word like, hey, if y'all got Israelites around y'all towns, y'all should make them do the same thing we doing. Colonize them, force them to eat abominations according to their law, and if they resist, kill them. Okay, and make them adopt our customs and make them leave their customs and traditions. So this is why God said in Proverbs 3:31 through Solomon, envy not your oppressor and choose none of his ways. In Leviticus 18 verse 3, I brought you out of the land of Egypt. Don't do after the ways of Egypt. Don't do after the ways of Canaan, which I'm going to bring you into. That's why the Most High God said these things, because these people oppress you. They turn your heart away from the Most High God, and they will wipe you out if you don't go with their ways, customs, and traditions. And they will make it a law to wipe you out if you don't go with their ways, customs, and traditions. So, you know, your own people sold you out to the so-called white man that you should participate in sports, because this lesson is about sports. If you look at the word gymnasium in ancient Greece times, it meant house of naked exercise. And these houses of naked exercise were supposed to be guarded by Greek gods, Hermes, Zeus, and things of that nature, Hercules, all of this stuff. So that breaks your first law: thou shalt have no other god before me. Okay, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans that make up the children of Israel, all 12 tribes, you are great at boxing. You are great at wrestling. You are great at disc throwing and weightlifting and basketball and football and all of this stuff. But that's not your custom. Excuse me. You're great at it because you're God's chosen people. You strong, you fast, beautiful, handsome, all of these things. You the salt of the earth. But that's not your custom. And it goes back to ancient times of how you even came up under these ways, customs, and traditions. It's in the Bible. So now we're going to go to another scripture to why Paul said what he said. Let's get that. If I can find it. You know what? I'm just going to go to 1 Timothy 4 verse 8. And you're going to see why Paul said what he said now, because it's going to make sense. Paul knew about his forefathers being Hellenized and things of that nature. And let's see what Paul said. Paul said in 1 Timothy 4 verse 8, for bodily exercise profited little. Why did he say that? Because he know that Jason sold out his own Israelite nation to be called Antiochians, to Antiochus Epiphanes, the so-called white man. So Paul said in 1 Timothy 4 verse 8, for bodily exercise profited little. Yeah, you can keep your body in shape and keep your weight where it's supposed to be, but it profits little. Why? Let's see what Paul continues to say. But godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So if you keep the ways of the Most High God is going to protect you. That's the promise of life that now is. You Israelites that believe, of all 12 tribes, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, the angel of the Lord is going to encamp around you and deliver you. And the heathen know this. In the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 19 and 20, they know this too. Okay? And Paul continues to say, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So if you keep the laws of the Most High God, you're going to eventually go back to rulership from being the tail that was mentioned in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Verse 1 through 14 was the blessings for obedience. Verse 15 through 68 were the curses for disobedience. So, you know, the life which is to come, okay, it's the next world where you go back into rulership. But if you don't keep the laws that you're supposed to keep, You know, the next world is for a few, and this world is for many. And I'll be sure to put that in this too.